All right, let us say for a second that you're an 18-year-old American. You've just graduated high school and can attend college and then medical school. However, you've just been informed by the government that college will have to wait and you must go collect trash to afford college. If you don't, you face possible jail time and no government assistance such as college loans. You really think your heart will be in it. This is what a military draft in the United States would look like now. People being conscripted into service against their will and not believing in what they're doing. That is why, as a current active Army soldier, I say there should not be a draft. Although there are some positives about a draft, there are more negatives. To understand why a draft would be bad for the country and military, we'll look at how it would affect society, the economy, and the military. First off is society. The biggest way that it would affect society is through disproportionate service. It stands to good reason. Most of the draftees will come from low income backgrounds. This is what happened in Vietnam. This would essentially cause an even wider gap in the classes in this country. Why send the poor to fight a war that the rich started? And in all volunteer force, people that join want to be there. You get people from all backgrounds and classes. In his article on the topic, Monty Dayton put it very simply. Many from high-income families went to college, were allowed to serve clerically from safe areas, or were not forced to serve at all. The ones from low-income families were infantry, who took the most casualties during the actual fighting. There's no reason that a new draft would not work the same way. The second reason is economically. It wouldn't save very much money. One of the arguments for a military draft is that it would save the government money. Not only is someone else's paycheck a poor reason to send someone to war against their will, it's simply not true. It may save a little money on paying the volunteer force the salaries needed to entice them to join, but in the long run, it still costs money to run a draft. There would be more people in the military, so you'd still be paying the same amount, if not more. According to Doug Bandow, contributor to Forbes magazine, quote, first conscription doesn't save much money. Conscripts serve shorter terms and re-enlist less frequently, increasing turnover, which is expensive. And unless the government instituted a czarist lifetime draft, everyone beyond the first ranks would continue to expect to be paid. Last reason is militarily. There'd be a less committed force. Personally, I used to believe that mandatory military service would be great for America's youth. Since then, I've become a drill sergeant. During my time as a drill sergeant, I have seen adult males who thought they knew what they were getting into and volunteered to serve, suddenly to decide to quit because it's too much or too hard, or any other number of reasons. These are volunteers, enticed by free college or some other benefit. Usually they find a way to play the system and get out. Now, imagine what would happen if they were forced into service. I imagine it would be a far different result, as the draftee's not going to be pampered out of the military if it is too hard, or worse, if they don't meet the standard. If the military has a draft, everyone will be pushed through and the quality of the force will drop. Think Pyle from Full Metal Jacket or the new soldier from the movie Fury. At least Pyle could shoot. The kid from Fury had to have his girlfriend killed before he fired a single round at the enemy. Bandow touched on this subject in his Forbes article, saying that a draft would generate a force more like Vietnam than World War II. He pointed out the obvious fact that even a reluctant draftee in World War II could identify with the campaign against the Nazis, while a draftee in Vietnam probably had no stake in the jungles of Southeast Asia. In conclusion, it's easy to see how a military draft would negatively affect the military. Is it important to serve our country? Absolutely. Should the country force everyone who can't afford college to go fight for it? No. Also, let us remember what Senator Daniel Webster said to the House of Representatives about this very topic in 1814 when they were trying to start the first American military draft. He said, quote, "Where is it written in the Constitution, what article or section is it contained that you may take children from their parents and parents from their children and compel them to fight battles of any war in which the folly or the wickedness of government may engage it? Under what concealment has this power lain hidden, which now for the first time comes forth with a tremendous and baleful aspect to trample down and destroy the dearest rights of personal liberty.